This is Bobby C. from MetLife Stadium. We begin our look at sports this week out in East Rutherford, New Jersey, where the New York Giants defeated the New England Patriots 17-9 in the final preseason game. Back in action for the first time since 2014, Victor Cruz has looked good this preseason. We got a chance to talk about his strong cuts in the final game.
You were getting good separation on a lot of the plays. Do you feel like that explosiveness is coming back?
Yeah, slowly but surely, but I do feel like I'm getting that sudden step back and being able to get some separation on some defenders. So, like I said, just looking to build on that.
But no Giants wide receiver has looked better than TK, who caught a big touchdown in this one.
Victor said he was happy to see how well you performed tonight and said that, this is a game where you got a good opportunity. How does it feel knowing that you get that respect and love from a teammate?
It's awesome, especially from a guy like Vic who's, just been through a lot and met in some adversity and has been at the peak of his career. And it's awesome when you have guys like that tell you things like that.
What you guys accomplished in the preseason, what you had set out to accomplish?
I think so. I thought it was really good at the end of the game to stop a two-minute drive because I think that's where we struggled at the most. So it's really good to see that.
Running back Andre Williams is feeling much more comfortable in his third year in Big Blue.
I'm comfortable in the system now. I know what's going on. I still have ways to go in terms of learning and growing as a player, but I know with what I have right now, I can do some damage. So I'm just ready for the season.
I'll tell you, Tom Brady must have Big Blue nightmares. Even in the preseason, the Giants are the only team that really gives him fits. Pats wrapped the preseason at 3-1, while the G-Men improved to 2-2. That was the last action for Brady prior to his suspension to kickstart the 2016-17 NFL season. Let the real games begin. The Giants will start the campaign in Dallas on September 11th. That game gets going at 4:25 p.m. Cowboy quarterback Tony Romo is out likely through November with a fractured bone in his back. The boys will roll with rookie Dak Prescott, who has been a star this preseason. It will be interesting to see how he performs in Romo's absence. Jets third-string quarterback Bryce Petty had been performing well for Gang Green. The Jets, who are carrying 4 signal callers, might have been in position to drop one, but that all changed Thursday night in Philadelphia in their preseason finale. Petty injured his shoulder in a 14-6 loss to the Eagles. To top it off, rookie quarterback Christian Hackenberg had a rough night, passing for 54 yards and an interception. Of course, Gang Green will roll with Ryan Fitzpatrick as their starter when the season opens on September 11th against Cincinnati at MetLife Stadium. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff. Geno Smith is the number 2 quarterback, and you won't see Hackenberg under center, even if he's the 3rd quarterback while Petty is out. The Jets started the preseason in the win column, but then dropped the final 3 games of the exhibition series, including last week's 21-20 defeat to the New York Giants in a game where both looked a little rough around the edges. Here's more on the MetLife Bowl and this year's Snoopy Trophy winner, the G-Men.
Robbie did some good things again with the young receivers. They're not afraid of him. And even Christian stepping in there when he did and getting his first action in an NFL game, no matter preseason, regular season, butterflies were probably going a little bit, and he came out and led a nice drive to get into the end zone, and there's some really nice passes.
I feel like me and Hack built the chemistry since the first day of rookie minicamp. I had like 3 catches the whole rookie minicamp, and they were all from him. They were all big plays, so I feel like me and Hack have already had a chemistry, so it felt good for me and him to go out there and make some plays on the big stage.
It felt good just to be back and suit up. Last week I watched the game, Buffalo Wild Wings, and game before that, just watching the sidelines. So it felt good to be back for the past one again.
Really, my emphasis was just stacking good days from day one, and I've done that since OTAs. Just kept stacking good days, just being positive every day, and it's paid off.
Football is back, so excited. On the baseball diamond, the Yankees are coming off a season-best 17-11 month, and that included some very solid play this week in Kansas City. The Bronx Bombers are 2.5 out in the final wildcard spot at 69-63. They trail Houston by 1 game, while if the season ended today, it would be Boston and a tie between Baltimore and Detroit for the final wildcard spot. So the Yanks have to essentially leap 3 teams, but here's the thing. They totally control their fate. The Pinstripers have 3 against Baltimore this weekend on the road before returning to face Toronto at home for 3, followed by 4 with Tampa Bay and September series with Boston. 4 games from the 15th to the 18th, 4 more with Toronto, and then 3 more with Boston and 3 more with the O's the final 2 weeks of the season. In other words, if the Yanks stay hot and win, they'll be in, and folks, that would be wild. We caught up with the Bronx Bombers on their final day of their homestand, albeit a loss, but again, the Yankees were upbeat in the locker room with the way things have been going lately. Here's 2-time AL Player of the Week, rookie, well, sort of rookie, Gary Sanchez and company.
Definitely, yeah, we're all excited. We're right where we want to be. You know, we get playing a lot of guys in our division this past couple of games, so we just got to keep it rolling and play our ball.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, we always want to try to win games, and it's a long season. You know, we got a month left, but yeah.
Nada, como lo he dicho ya bastante, tratando de tener un buen swing en el juego y trabajando fuerte del juego, y he tenido buen resultado con eso.
Like I said before, you know, I'm not changing anything, just keeping things simple and put a good swing on the ball.
Sanchez has been amazing his first full season in the majors. The Mets keep playing the back-and-forth game. They are now 2 back for the final wild card in the National League after dropping a 6-4 final Thursday night at Citi Field to division rival Miami. The Marlins are 3 back of the San Francisco Giants and the St. Louis Cardinals, respectively. The Amazons are very much in the hunt as September opens, but the big concern from last night's loss is ace Jacob deGrom. The right-hander struggled for the 3rd straight outing. He allowed 3 runs on 6 hits and 4 walks in 5 innings. The Mets, who've battled health issues throughout, will need to get deGrom as right as they can, especially if they see themselves back in the World Series this fall. If they reach October, the Mets will have to do it without second baseman Neil Walker. Walker was shut down this week, opting to have back surgery. He couldn't do it with the herniated disc anymore. He'll need a good 3 months recovery time. It's a shame. Walker was enjoying a nice first season in Met orange and blue, and in the second half, he was one of the team's best hitters, posting a .347 average with 8 homers, 3 doubles, a triple, and 18 RBI in 31 games. On deck for the Amazons are the Washington Nationals. The Nats come to Citi Field this weekend for a 3-game set. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Out at the U.S. Open, Venus Williams, now sugar-free, rolled to the 3rd round. The tennis action continues today, all day on ESPN2. No games this week for NYCFC, but the Red Bulls are on the road Saturday in Vancouver from MLS. Meanwhile, the first-place New York Liberty of the WNBA are back in action following the Olympic break. They continue to play well. The Liberty will have Phoenix at home Saturday. And in motorsport, IndyCar will take to the Glen in Watkins Glen for the Grand Prix Sunday. That race starts at 2 p.m. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for my take on Colin Kaepernick and whether or not to stand for the national anthem. I'm sure by now you've heard that San Francisco quarterback Colin Kaepernick has elected to sit during the Star-Spangled Banner. He did so again Thursday night, and this time a teammate joined him during the anthem. Kaepernick views the national anthem and the American flag as symbols of hypocrisy. Now, while Cap sits and a player like NFL star Drew Brees stands, holds his hand over his heart, and sings proudly, one of the great things about America is that both men have the right to follow their convictions and to exercise their beliefs. And honestly, both men might be right. Although I believe this to be true, I will side with Brees, the New Orleans quarterback, on this one. His remarks in my book are spot on. Brees said, open quote, not that he wants to speak out about a very important issue. No, he can speak out about a very important issue, but there's plenty of other ways that you can do that in a peaceful manner that doesn't involve being disrespectful to the American flag. The great thing about this country is that we have the freedoms that allow you to speak out openly about any issue. So I'm not commenting on the issue itself because any person has the right to speak out on any issue they want. That's the great thing about being an American. But the American flag is what represents those freedoms. It represents the very freedom that Colin Kaepernick gets the opportunity to exercise by speaking out his opinion in a peaceful manner about this issue. Like it's an oxymoron that you're sitting down disrespecting the flag that has given you the freedom to speak out. Close quote, Drew Brees. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.